Have you ever allowed the situation to get the better of you? And as a result, you end up feeling so stressed or overwhelmed or frustrated. And as a result, the worst version of you showed up that day. Is that true? If you can relate to this, be sure to pay close attention because I'm about to share with you how can you stay calm no matter what you're experiencing in your life. It comes down to these 3 proven steps, so be sure to pay close attention. Without further ado, let's go on to the first proven step, which is to mind your thoughts. You see, being peaceful or calm is not to do with things that come our way, but it's everything to do with where we come from when things come our way. Let me give you a quick example of this. Imagine if I was to tell you to chuck your car keys to your friend's open palms, as in you're kind of going to play catch with car keys, okay? It'd be pretty easy. Isn't that true? Now imagine this scenario. Imagine you're going to do the same thing, but you're literally in the middle of a basketball arena. This is during halftime. There's millions of people tuning in, and you're pretty much going to be playing that same game, as in playing catch, but it's going to be for a prize of $1 million, and you've got around 50 people surrounding you as well who's trying to compete with you. Do you see how your pressurizing thoughts about the situation can make you struggle in a task that was previously easy for you? Here is something that you have to remind yourself. Don't make the situation worse than it actually is. Because it is these thoughts about the situation that makes the situation feel pressurizing to you. And so depending on how you're seeing that situation determines your response. And studies have proven those people who struggle in these high pressurizing or stressful situations do so due to the labels they're attaching to those situations. Those individuals who thrive under pressure attach a label that literally makes them see it as a challenge, whereas those who struggle with those situations have labeled it as a threat. And so there's a very big difference between perceiving something as a challenge or as a threat. Do you see that, by the way? And so whatever you're experiencing in your life or whatever you're going to experience, begin to see it as a challenge. Because by doing so, you are literally inviting your body, your sense of being, to step up and take on the challenge versus really allowing the survival brain to be triggered and you feeling fear in your body and feeling halted back and even more stressed. So whatever you're experiencing, see it as a call to action that you can get through this, that you've got the capabilities and the resources to definitely break through whatever challenge is in front of you right now. So that's the first step, is to mind your thoughts and use better thoughts about the situation. The second proven step is to practice acceptance, because problems in life is not what creates inner suffering. What creates inner suffering, the real root cause, is non-acceptance to those circumstances, and that is what we're actually labeling as a problem. And so the more you resist this circumstance, the more you resist this situation, the more you'll feel stressed, the more you'll feel angry, the more you'll feel frustrated. Is that making sense? And so we got to practice acceptance. So what is the root of non-acceptance? As in, what causes non-acceptance? It is this belief that this moment is not how it should be. So when we've got this belief that this moment is not how it should be, it creates internal friction. And that's what's making you feel stressed. But the moment you accept reality, how it's unfolding in front of you right now, you'll notice that stress begins to dissipate. Stress is nothing but a byproduct of life not fitting your pictures. And so the moment you begin to accept life's pictures as it's unfolding, you'll notice you feel joyful or calm instantly, because you're accepting life for what it is right now. So practice the art of acceptance in every single moment and remind yourself what you resist will persist, but what you befriend, you transcend, as a great saying goes. So with that said, let's go on to the final step. The first step in terms of being able to be calm or stay calm in any situation. By reminding yourself, what you practice, you become. What you practice, you become. The first 2 steps I've shared with you is all about changing perspective. But this final step actually allows you to really be able to evolve yourself, because size of the problem is never the problem. The real problem is actually the size of you in relation to the problem. And that's why sometimes you really do find some situations to be a little bit too much. Because I want you to imagine if you're a level 5 person and you come across a level 10 problem, is that going to be a big problem? Are you going to find it really stressful? You bet. But what if you're a level 15 person and you come across a level 10 problem? Do you see how you probably will not struggle? Do you see how that wouldn't be a big problem? Isn't that true? So the size of the problem is never the problem. It's the size of you in relation to the problem. That's the real problem. So I want you to remember the final step. What you practice, you become. If you feel shy anytime you're in these situations, it's because you've practiced shying away from these situations so many times that you automatically feel shy. Whereas champions, those people who are able to break through whatever it is, they have put themselves in these situations, high pressurizing situations over and over again. And this is why they can handle it with ease. So I invite you to remind yourself, what you practice, you become. Instead of resisting it or running away from these situations, face it head on. Don't see it as a threat, see it as a challenge. And I invite you to really put yourself out there and really just continue to grow yourself. As after all, as a great saying that was once said by Rumi, how do you expect yourself to be polished if you're irritated by every single rub? Continue to move forward, continue to grow yourself and do whatever it takes. And provided you follow these 3 steps today, you'll finally feel like you can stay calm and be calm no matter what you're experiencing in your life. And so I want to wrap up on a final quote. And just before I do, be sure to click the like button if you like this video. Comment below what was a great reminder for you from today's video. The final quote I want to share with you right now is, don't sweat the small stuff. And remember, it's all the small stuff.